Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I'm coming back at you with another wargaming and miniature video. And in today's video, we're doing a what's in the box. Now, what we're looking at is a Flames of War German starter force. So everything to get started playing Flames of War should be in this box. This box is a tank training company. I know it's hard to see with the glare, the plastic, and the lighting. It comes with 17 vehicles and 8 infantry teams. So you can see the different vehicles and the infantry teams. Now this is a late war box. Flames of War has kind of, I'm going to say 3, but really it's probably 5 eras. You got the World War One, because they have some World War One stuff, War of the Great War, whatever they call it. And then you've got the early war, the mid-war, and the late war for World War II. But then they also have a game called Team Yankee, which is the post, it's the modern era, with M1 Abrams and etc. Okay, so enough of that. So this is a Flames of War. If you haven't played it before, it is a 15 millimeter World War II game, and the models are usually pretty exceptional, and the infantry are great, but they have a couple of different materials that they use for their infantry. I'm curious to see what materials on these infantry they use. All right, so just looking at the box before we open it, you can see the company is called Battlefront. They're the ones that make the Flames of War. I do believe they're a New Zealand company, but this product is made in Malaysia. All right, let's take a look. It's got beautiful artwork on all 4 sides of the box. And then this is the table of contents, basically what you're getting inside this German starter force. It's all plastic. This is 100% to scale, so what you see on the box is how big the model should wind up being. Includes everything you need to play, the rules, the models, and the cards. But this is what you're really looking at right here. You're going to get 3 Panthers late, right? You're going to get 3 Panzer IVs right there. You're going to get 3 Hetzers. It's these bad boys right there. 2 Panzer IIs, or I think those are called the Lukes. That's right there. That's those guys. You get 2 Panzer... I'm sorry. Well, they are Panzers, but you're going to get 2 Tiger IIs. That kind of gives you a big clue that this is a late war box. You get 3 Vesps. The W is pronounced as a Victor, so you say Vesp. That's a 105 millimeter artillery piece that you might find in a mobile artillery unit. And then you've got a Panzer Grenadier training platoon, and that comes with these guys. 6 of these bases, a Panzertruck team, and a unit leader team. And then, of course, it comes with the rule book, and then a start here booklet, a couple of decal sheets, good for all these decals you're going to need, and then 9 unit cards to assist you in playing the game. And it is in 1/100 scale, which you and I know is 15 millimeter. Okay, so let's get rid of this plastic. All right, so we got rid of the plastic. Let's go ahead and open this box and see exactly what we're getting on the inside. Now this is a big box. almost 5 or 6 inches deep. Okay. See a lot of plastic. A lot of stuff packed into this box. But let's start by cleaning it out just a little bit. All right, so we got our German starter force. Start here, a bunch of Russians right there. Hey, we got this infrared sight. I doubt if the tanks that it comes with has the infrared sights, but I think that this is an infrared spotlight, and that's an infrared sight. That's interesting. I wonder if the vehicles will come with that. Okay, well this is going to give you, move this box out of the way. Okay, this booklet, which is just really kind of like a pamphlet, gives you instructions on how to assemble each of the different tanks. Talks about how to set up your training platoon. And then it gives you like a very short history lesson of each of the vehicles, and then the cards that are included in the box somewhere for each of the vehicles. Okay, so this is the Panther, right? It gives you optional parts and then Panther late. Optional parts would be things like the wheel on the side or the extra tracks. But that's going to be all through there. I don't see anything that shows like a infrared sight. That's fine. I wasn't expecting it. And then this talks about your army that you just got in your box. How many points each of the various units are, giving you a total of 100-point army. So it looks like this box has a 100-point army. Now they have a book out called Colors of War. It has a lot of good painting techniques, and not techniques, but painting ideas for your units. And then what's next? Like other units that you might pick up to supplement your army, like reconnaissance units or heavy AA, or maybe even a triple 15mm flak. Yeah, and then terrain or what have you. Okay, so it basically gives you like where to begin. All right, let's get this out of the way. Back to the huge box. Okay, so I'm going to keep this box off screen as I pull the plastic out. Okay, I saw hidden down inside there was the rule book. But in this Ziploc where you get the rule book, you also get your cards and your decals. Now, if you've never been to a what's in the box, what we like to do is just go over everything as a large overview, and then come back and do like close-ups so that you can see what each of the miniatures look like up close. Okay, this is the Flames of War rulebook. Full color. It's got all the rules, everything you need, a little bit of history on World War II, and then playing Flames of War, and then how it works. Teams and units, unit cards, terrain, types of terrain, and then it goes into movement, transporting, shooting, rolling to hit. stuff like that. And then you got infantry or armored targets, artillery, assaults, close assaults, hand to hand. And then you got unit last stand, formation last stand, armies in the world. So they're talking about like America, Germany, British, Soviet. Those are the main armies, but they have a few others like Hungarian and Finland and stuff like that. And then you got special rules, how to pick your force, building your army. And then they've got some missions in the back here and some tables, table setups, free for all, dust up, contact, all kinds of missions. And then they have I saw minefields, night fighting, and then quick reference charts in the back. Okay, so that's a beautiful looking rule book. If you don't play Flames of War, you might consider it. It's a very popular set of rules for World War II wargaming. It's designed for smaller tables, so you could play and fast-paced games. So if you're looking to play a game in 2 hours, Flames of War might be the way to go. And then we got our cards and our decals, where there's a stack of cards in here. And there should be 2 decal sheets. It looks like they are. They look like they're identical. Just a bunch of tank numbers. And then you've got crosses for your vehicles. Okay, set them off. And then the cards, there's a couple of different kinds of cards. There's the I got a little plastic sleeve on this. We'll take that off. But here's the main card. It's your force card. It's folded. It's how you build your army. You can have a Panzer Battle Corps. You can have Fallschirmjäger Company. And this is like your core element, right? So Tank Training Company is what we're dealing with here out of this box. And then these are support units, and you can get 0 to 1 of these, 0 to 1 of these, all the way down how many, what box part number it is. So if you wanted to go shopping for it, there it is. And you can add all of these to your army. Oh, as well as these, you can have 0 to 2 of these. Pretty cool. And then you can have allied, like even it talks about Hungarians here. Okay. And then these are the individual unit cards, which basically give you all the stats of the unit, of the models that you've got on the table. So you don't have to look it up on any tables. You don't have to search for it super quick. It talks about its veteran, its careful, its armor values. It talks about its weapons, the ranges, and the firepower. And then on the back side, it talks about the points, like if you're adding them to your force, and if there's any special rules. All right, so that's the VESP. Plus, you can look at that for like painting ideas if you wanted. These are all kind of brand new, so they all and they're laminated. So if you wanted to write on them with like a dry erase marker or something like that, you could. There's the Tiger 2 training platoon. You can get 2 or 3 tigers. And then you've got, which it only comes with 2 in the box, the Panthers. Now, I see that there's 2 Panthers here. One of these Panthers is the Tank Training Company headquarters, and then this is just a training platoon. So, depending on if you're fielding the company headquarters, which I believe you have to, and then the Tank Training Company, the formation and what it contains, this is kind of the starting point. And then you can start adding things like Panthers, Panzer IVs, Panzer IIs, etc. You can add 1 Panther for 12 points. Well, it only has 1 for the training company. And then you could have 2 more for your training platoon. So that would be your 3 Panthers that come in the box, right? And then you got the Panzer IV training platoon. It still says training platoon, which I have a feeling that because it's a training platoon, it's going to adjust some of these aggressive green numbers and the point costs. And here's your Hetzers, your Panzer II, and your Panzer Grenadier Training Platoon. Pictures a half-track, but there's no half-track in this set. Yeah, because it's saying you get 7 squads and 4 half-tracks for 10 points. Okay, so maybe how many? 6. Okay. So you get these, the bottom one is just the team for 6 points. Add a Panzerschreck team for 1 point. Okay, we've done that. Interesting. All right, let's put these cards away. All right, we're back to the plastic. I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to stack it up right here so that you can see. All right, this looks like the Panzer IV sprue. This looks like the Hetzer sprue. All right. This looks like the Panther tracks and accessories. And then, okay, so it's the hard plastic Grenadiers. All right, now, this is super cool. Okay, so the Panther sprue also comes with Jagdpanther upper hull. So you could use this one or that one. So you can make Jagdpanthers or Panthers. That's cool. If you needed it, if you wanted it. And then there is the Tiger II sprue in its entirety. Looks like Panzer Grenadier officers, but also tank commanders. And then there's some of the soft plastic tank commanders standing. Those will probably go in your Vesps, which I haven't found yet. Okay, here's your Luke's or Panzer II's comes with two variations of the hull. Okay, they're slightly different. This has like a box covering the tools. This has exposed tools, but the way the doors here in the back are a little bit different. Okay, I have to do a little research on those. But the looks look pretty cool. And then you've got your Vesps 105. Comes with a couple of different variations of guns. I don't know what the difference is. Okay, one looks elevated and one looks flat. Like okay, but that's weird. Okay, and of course you get some bases and some plugs for your infantry platoon. And some bubble wrap filler at the bottom. Alright, so you get a ton of stuff in here. What I'd like to do now is take a close-up look of some of these models. Martyr. Okay, it says Vesp Martyr. So, okay, that looks like a 105, and that looks like a 75. I could make some martyrs out of this. Okay, now we're talking. That looks like it's got a different side panel and back and gun shield than this. Now, of course, your tracks and okay, and there's two holes. One is probably the Vesp, and the other is the Martyr, most likely. This probably is the Vesp. But either way, let's go ahead and take a close-up look. I'm going to adjust the focus, and we're going to look at these close. But right now, I kind of just want to go over each of the sprues before we do that. Okay, this says common, which means it's going to go on both of them. Okay, so I could make me a couple of martyrs and a Vesp. Okay, just depending on whatever I want to do with them. Okay, let's set that off to the side. And these grenadiers look like your traditional grenadier models that they put out. They're the same. But we'll do a little close-up so you can take a look at those as well. And there's the Lukes. You can do a open or a closed top. Panzer II. I keep calling it a Lukes, but it's a Panzer II. Yeah, I don't know what the actual difference is. And this is a King Tiger. Common. And then over here it says Tiger 2. What would that be common for? All right, let's take a look at these Hetzers real quick. It's got 2 lower hulls. Why is that? Is there a couple of different variations of Hetzers? Looks like it, because this is the top and back, right? Where that would be where the gun sticks out. But then you've got a top and back here. Looks like an anti-tank gun mount. And there would be see, this is like a turret mount, and this is an anti-tank gun mount. What does that say? Hetzer and Martyr 3. Okay. What was that? A Martyr 2? Okay, this says... Okay, so I can make even a couple more Martyrs. Different generation. Oh, they got a short-barreled gun and a long-barreled gun. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do some research, because I want everything. I want everything. So I might do a Hetzer, I might do a Martyr, and I might do whatever the short-barreled and long-barreled Hetzer. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Okay. I'll figure it out. And then the Panzer IV, I've reviewed these before in other boxes, so that's pretty cool. You get 4 skirts, but the reason why you get 4 skirts is because 2 of them are dinged up and damaged, where 2 of them are perfect. So you could put like the left dinged up and the right perfect. You can put them both dinged up, or you can put the left dinged up and the right perfect, or you could do just 2 perfect. Yeah, so you can mix it up however you want. Okay, that's fine. And the Panther, I'm digging the fact that it comes with a Jagdpanther body or the turret, so you can pick and choose. And the Panther comes with, okay, only 1 mantlet. That's the under mantlet. Okay. A few extra tracks just to put on there. And then a couple more extra tracks and a big track. Bogey wheels. You can put that on there as armor as well. And I love the way the tracks look on all these Flames of War vehicles. You can do the skirts or not. And there's a couple of different barrels. Oh, okay. One would be the Jagdpanther. Got it. And then the different types of exhaust. Because they did go through a little transition of different types of exhausts. Okay, let's go ahead and change the focus of the camera, and then let's take a close-up look at these sprues. All right, so I picked up the Panzer II. We're going to take a look at these holes. See, that one's got the toolbox. It's got a spare tire on the front. I say spare tire, but you know what I mean. And then this is the other hull, and you can see it's got the exposed jack. And then I love the way the Flames of War tanks have that little indent right there where you can drop in a little magnet, and then on your turret, the bottom side of your turret, you can drop a little magnet in there so that when it sits on that, the two magnets will click in. Love that. And then here's the back side of the tracks. And also, you'll notice this on all the Flames of War vehicles. It's got 3 little notches there. And then on this one, it only has 2 notches. And then when you look at the hull, the lower hull that you're going to be gluing it to, you've got 2 notches on this one and 3 notches on this one. So that prevents you, or it assists you in getting preventing the tracks from getting mixed up. So it'll put you'll get the right track on the correct side. Because sometimes people get that mixed up. You know, they put the drivetrain in the back or in the front or what have you. This is all the underside stuff. Okay. So we got an open top turret there, right? But then you can close it with a closed turret or a closed cupola or an open one or squared off. Yeah, I love it's machine gun cannon together. Okay, that's the Lukes or the Panzer II. All right, I'm pulling out the Panzer IV. I'm going to go over this real quick because you probably have already seen this if you stay tuned to all my what's in the boxes. But maybe you've missed one. See how the plates are a little askew or not centered properly, but then down here they're all lined up just right. And then you've got these little racks here for setting up your, you can either add these or not, but you need these to mount these. Or maybe I'm, uh-oh. That's a little busted. I'll have to fix it up. It's supposed to be straight like that. Okay, but you see the rack align the top right there? Okay, so if you don't want to put the skirts in, you can put just the rack with no skirt. Or, however you want to do it. Okay, and there's the hull. See how it's got that big notch on one side and then 2 little ones on the other. You got the little magnet opportunity there. You can take a look at the quality of the bogey wheels and the way the tracks dangle, and they come with all the textures and everything. They look good. They look very good. Exhaust, the hull itself. I bet that's an open one, and I bet you that is a closed one. Cupola, that is. Okay, so that was the Panzer IV. Now this says, see if I can't get it in camera here, Hetzer Martyr 3. Got some extra shells. See how that looks like it's probably for the Martyr because it's going to be open top and you can see the entire gun. But then you've got this bad boy here, which is going to be mounted to the front of the hull. And then these tracks are pretty cool. You can see right through them. And then this is the other gun. Machine gun. Not sure what that is. All these extra tools and detail on the hitzer. It's probably for the mortar. It's probably the sides. Okay, now this hull is unusual. It has the same hookup on left and right. Okay. And then you got your gun shield. I got the machine gun. It's very cool. Now, yeah, there's only two. Top of the hull. Backside of everything. Okay. So that was a Hetzer or Martyr 3. Very cool. Okay, this is the Panther accessories, right? It comes with the tracks, but it also comes with exhaust, extra bogey wheels, armor, shirts, and Yag Panther or Panther guns, machine guns, additional track, and then you got the front. I'm not sure, that one's a different one. I'll have to look at that. Now, the Panther doesn't have little notches. It has a cutout in the front, and that'll line up with the hull. So let's take a look at the Panthers. Let's start with that hull that I just mentioned. You can see how it's got a little cutout right there. And that's to help you line up your tracks. Panther hull looks really good. Toolboxes, exhaust, the back end, Yag Panther. Look at all the detail on the engine compartment. Love it. Turrets, got to use a magnet. Looks good. All right, and we get a couple of King Tigers, right? It's a very long and narrow hull. You'll be adding these to the sides. And you got these long turrets. What is that? The Henschel turret? Because I know there's also a Porsche turret, which I think is more rounded. I think the Henschel one is the squared off one. There's your gun. That's the bottom of the turret. A few extra tracks. Flip this over so we can see. There's a little bucket. Okay. And the tracks on the King Tiger is super wide. You know? Okay, that's the King Tiger. Now, I said I'd let you see the Panzer Grenadiers up close. Ammo bearer, machine gunner. Now, let me take a look on this. Yeah, they're lettered. The letter R is for like riflemen, right? And then you'll get something like a MG for machine gunner. You get an MG for machine gunner, but really he's the assistant. You got N for NCO. Up here you're looking at O for officer. PK. Well, PF is Panzerfaust. He's got like that grenade. He's also got a Panzerfaust. He's a machine gunner. He's shooting over his shoulder. And then you got more Panzerfausts. But yeah, they're lettered to help you identify what each of the guys are. I always did like that pose where the machine gun's under his underarm, but the bipod is a little fragile, I think. Okay, there's some guys in a bag. I'm not going to bust them out, but those look like they would go in your open top vehicles like your Vesp or your Martyr. And then you've got two of these sprues, which give you tank commanders. You can have them sticking out of their cupolas. Okay, actually, I take it back. You get 3 of these. And you get 1 of these, which is specifically your Panzer Shrek and loader. But then you get your senior officer. And then a couple more NCOs types. Let's see if it's labeled. German Grenadier Headquarters. This guy's your radio man. Depending on the game system, if you don't use, if you're not playing Flames of War, if you're playing other games, these guys could be like FOs or, you know, just headquarters elements in general. Okay, I am very proud of myself. I got almost everything back in the box. It was super hard. All right, guys, thanks for coming out and checking out what's in this German starter force, the Tank Training Company. I think it's a great value for the cost. You get a ton of vehicles and a ton of variations of the vehicles. So if you don't want 3 Panthers, you could maybe make a Jagdpanzer, a Jagdpanther. If you don't want a Vesp, you want to build Martyrs, you can do that. Same thing with the Hetzers. Yeah, I think it's a really good deal with the decals and the rule book. You got everything in here that you need to start playing Flames of War today. All right, guys, thanks for coming out and checking this out, and I will see you in the next one.